Movie buffs, welcome back to the Movie Bay. This is D. And today's video is our second video for today. We're going to dive in and do a take 10 on Russell Crowe. So we just did Demi Moore. We're going to do Russell Crowe. And we got 10 good movies from Russell Crowe we're going to dive in and take a look at. Starting with, it's funny this is the first one because this is, in my opinion, the best one. This is the best movie Russell Crowe has ever done. He's done some good ones. If you disagree, some might argue Cinderella Man and A Beautiful Mind is his best work. I tend to say Gladiator is his best work. Hands down. Gladiator is one of my favorite movies. I'm not sure if I put this in my top 125. I do believe I did, because this is definitely one of my favorite movies. Maximus is one of my favorite movie characters. Joaquin Phoenix is one of the best movie villains. Let's dive in and take a look at Gladiator. Came out in 2000. It scored a very high 8.5 IMDb, almost a perfect 9. This movie is fantastic. That 8.5, I'm really feeling that. That's a good score for this movie. If they'd have gave this one a 9, I wouldn't have been mad. It runs for 155 minutes. Great runtime for a movie like this. And you got Joaquin Phoenix in here. Fantastic movie. One of the best movies I ever saw. I watched it numerous times. I really did enjoy this movie. Next up is Cinderella Man. Now, again, when you talk about Russell Crowe, this definitely comes up. This, Gladiator, and A Beautiful Mind. All three of those definitely come up, amongst others. Masters and Commanders comes up too. This is a really good movie, and his co-star in this one is Renee Zellweger. Really good movie. Another one. Oh, I forgot to give you the information. Oh, going too fast. So Cinderella Man came out in 2005. It scores a very high, very, very well-earned 8.0. 144-minute runtime. Renee Zellweger. Next up, we got A Beautiful Mind. Again, this is going to come up. When you talk about the best of Crowe, this is going to come up. So A Beautiful Mind came out in 2001. It has a very high 8.2 IMDb. It runs for 135 minutes and stars Ed Harris, amongst others. Broken City came out in 2013. 6.2 IMDb. That's about right. This is just a popcorn movie. It's typical conspiracy stuff. It could have been a 6.5, but 6.2, I'm not going to push back on that one. It runs for 109 minutes, and you got Mark Wahlberg and Catherine Zeta-Jones. I do believe I brought this movie up in the Take 10 on Mark Wahlberg. Here's one that I thought was excellent. This is a really good one. Again, it's not the best, but it's good. State of Play. State of Play was a really good movie. 2013 is the year of release. Actually, I'm sorry, 2009. This came out in 2009. It has a very good 7.1 IMDb. It's good for this. It runs for 127 minutes, and you got Ben Affleck and Rachel McAdams. Really good movie. I mean, I definitely would go ahead and say 7.1 to 7.5 would be good for this. Here's another one that's just going to be, like I said, this is going to come up in the Russell Crowe talk. Master and Commander. Master and Commander came out in 2003. It has a 7.4 IMDb, and it runs for 138 minutes. Really good movie. I really enjoyed it. And I don't really go in for these movies that take place in this era, but this one was pretty good. I have a few movies that take place in that era, but I find the pacing of those movies to be slow. They for just a different type of watcher or viewer, I guess. Here's one I thought was really good. And this is a remake. This is 3:10 to Yuma. 3:10 to Yuma came out in 2007. It has a very high 7.7 IMDb. It runs for 118 minutes, starring Christian Bale. Like I said, 3:10 to Yuma is basically a remake to the classic 3:10 to Yuma. Now, I didn't see the original, so I can't compare the two. But if you like Bale and you like Crowe, you're going to really dig 3:10 to Yuma. The Quick and the Dead. The Quick and the Dead came out in 1995. It has a 6.4 IMDb. I would have gave this at least a 7. That's my opinion. It runs for 108 minutes, and you got Sharon Stone, Gene Hackman, a very young Leonardo DiCaprio. Fantastic movie. I put this movie in the Take 10 on Leonardo DiCaprio, and I would definitely put this in a Take 10 with Gene Hackman and Sharon Stone if I was to do one on both of them. But a Gene Hackman is definitely coming sooner than later, guys, for sure. He's one of my favorite actors. But anyway, this movie is basically about Sharon Stone character seeking revenge against Gene Hackman's character. He's not... I think I messed up in the Leonardo DiCaprio one, and I said he's Little Bill. No, he was Little Bill in Unforgiven. I forget his character name in this one, but anyways, almost the same type of character as Little Bill in Unforgiven, but his name is something else, and I forget what his name was. But he was just as vicious, just as cold-blooded, but he was an excellent, excellent marksman, a great shooter. Fantastic movie. This is right up there. I'm not going to say it's up there with Unforgiven. They both Westerns, but they both Westerns. They both looking for revenge. I would say they're both Westerns, but they're different. The way they're just handled is differently. Unforgiven is still sits above this one for sure. Next up, we have American Gangster. Okay? So American Gangster came out in 2007. It has a really good high 7.8 IMDb. 157 minutes runtime, so it is on the lengthy side. And you got Denzel Washington, a host of others in here. You got Denzel Washington, Common, Idris Elba. You got a lot of people here. This was a star-studded cast. A really good movie. It's basically they talking about Frank Lucas, who's a real guy, real drug dealer. His operation at one point was pushing $1 million a day. Listen to me. At one point, Frank Lucas was making $1 million a day off of his drugs. Hey, it's out there. I mean... $1 million a day. His operation was pulling in $1 million a day. And I do believe this movie took place back in the 70s or 80s. $1 million a day. Last but not least, The Man with the Iron Fist. The Man with the Iron Fist came out in 2012. It has a low 5.4 IMDb. I liked it, but I can see why it got a 5.4. I can see why. I think I would have eked out a 6 for this. But I can understand it's an acquired taste that a lot of people probably didn't acquire. And the second one was not as good as this one. So it runs for 96 minutes, so it's not long. And you got the RZA and a host of others in here. So fantastic movie. And that rounds out our Take 10 on Russell Crowe. Thanks for watching. Before you go, I'm giving out the code for the Bad Boys trilogy. So... you got to get the code for all three of them. Bad Boys 2, and Bad Boys for Life. Go ahead and grab that. I think I got it in close enough so you guys can see it. Pause it. Take it down. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.